children. How old are they, right? You know, and people love what? A compliment. So when you walk in the door, the first thing you want to do is what? Be respectful of their home. You know, Mario says this a lot. He says, I always take my shoes off, whether everyone's walking around with shoes, just because it's respectful.
Yes.
Right? You're respectful of the people, the wife, right? Their house, and so you take your shoes off. And you always say you have a great home or you have a lovely home. I mean, if you're going into a market where it's not such a great home, you can pick an attribute. You can say, wow, I love that dining room table, right? Or, you know, that whatever artwork, or, you know, whatever it is, just something. Because why? People, that makes them feel good, right? When you start telling them nice things about themselves or their family or their home. So you always start off with compliments, and then what? People, they get their first impression how quickly? Does anybody know?
20 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So you don't want to walk in blowing it, do you? Your 10 seconds of fame. You better be like loving on them, right? And you know, and I think that's just, you know, being a kind person as well, you know, just so you come in, you're gracious. Thank you for allowing me to come with my trainee, if there is, or if it's just a referral that you've gone on. I really appreciate and respect and value your time. So don't worry, I won't be camping out all night. We'll be here for about an hour, and I think you're gonna, you know, see there's a lot of great information I'm gonna share with you. And then you can just go into, you know, tell me about your family, where do you work, right? What do you guys do for fun, right? That's just recreation and kind of motivation. Those two kind of go together. And then I'll just kind of go into, if I'm with a trainee, I'll say, you know, what I've understood is you want the person who knows. So Tina, it's you are here training, okay? And Sherry, you're the client, all right? So what Tina should do is what? Because Tina knows Sherry, I'm here with her, training her. So I walk in, say something nice, and the first thing that they know is what? I'm a stranger. So what should Tina do for me?
Blow you up.
Blow me up. That's right. Introduce me. Tell me who. Lisa's been with the company for 3 years. She's got a great big base shop. People like her, you know, we have fun on our team. She really cares about people. She makes about 20 grand a month, you know, doing what she loves to do. You know, just, she's got 2 kids. She had a mortgage company before this for 15 years. And because why? They don't know me. So what does she have to do? She has to give me some what? Credibility. Yeah, so that's the first thing that should happen. And then I turn around and say what? Man, I'm so proud of Tina. She's been doing this for a while. She took her state class, got certified, and passed her test. And now she's just killing it. She loves helping people. She really wants this business to grow. And that's why we're sitting here today, because she thought about you. And what we can do for people is just amazing, and you know, she was really excited to come show you. So I'm here because she's new, she's in mentorship training right now, so that eventually she can go independent. So so thanks so much again for, you know, taking the time to sit with us both. Now that just did what? I mean, that was a 2-minute conversation, but it really put everybody what? At ease. It took the pressure off, right? I didn't come out like, you know, I'm gonna like sell you everything, and this, you know, you have to have this, and you know what I mean. It was just very relaxed, and pretty much just, you know, informal. So then I'll just take the paper, slide it in front of them, and listen. Keep your finger on it. Why do you have to keep your finger on it? Who wants to tell me why? They're gonna take it. Right. And then you've lost them.
Right. You take it, start looking at it.
So you put it down and you just put your finger on it. and that lets them know, okay, I don't want you flipping it over, right? Because it's a laminated piece. I don't want you flipping it over. I don't want you reading ahead, right? And then I'll show you when you do release it, and how to do that. Because here's the thing, who's in control of this appointment?
You gotta be.
You have to be. Otherwise, you're there for 3 hours. right? And 3-hour appointments are not fun for anybody, right? I mean, unless it's a family that you're having dinner with and they've already, you know what I mean, it's a friend or whatever, right? You can spend a 5-hour KT. But these are supposed to be about an hour. And, you know, people get antsy, right? They don't want to be sitting there for 2 or 3 hours. So what we do is I just put it down, put my finger on it, and I just simply ask the question, have you ever heard of Primerica? Can someone make sure Teresa gets one of those? Is there another one?
Is there a copier?
Yeah, there is. Jeff, do you have, is there
What
one
is
there?
that? I have
Yeah.
my planner with, or my.
I don't know, is that, Carol, is it yours, the one on the?
No,
front?
it's the script.
Oh.
I can make more copies. I can throw one in the copy. Is there extras? I can throw one in.
Do you have one? Cause I printed
It's
it
your
out.
recruiting packet, right?
It's,
recruiting pack like.
all it is, all I passed out was the kitchen table script.
Yeah, it's in the, it's in the recruiting.
Yeah,
package.
it is in the recruiting.
I got it.
It's 3.
Okay, so.
You
one,
updated some of it though, it's good.
recruiting.
It's
Yeah,
all
and
good.
then I'm always evolving, always trying to get better, always trying to figure it out.
No, it's good, it's good, right, the changes that I saw are good.
Okay, so you put your finger on it, you say, have you ever heard of Primerica? And most of the time they'll say no. And you can just start off right away by saying, that's okay, that's because we're a referral-based company. You won't really see us advertise or on TV. We're strictly referrals. And that's why we're here today, right? Because someone referred you to me. So then you want to get right into the credibility, right? Have you ever heard of Citibank, Citigroup, Citi Financial? That was our parent company. And in 2011, we broke free from them and became our own entity. We became publicly traded on the stock market, and our stock started at $11 a share, and now it's over $70 a share. It's not, I'm not trying to get you to buy our stock or anything, but I just wanted to let you know a little bit about our company. What we do for people is really powerful. It's something that other companies don't do. We really just talk to everyday, middle class, Main Street people, and we just try to educate them, right? And show them how money works, how we can help maybe save them. Have you ever heard of Forbes magazine? Yeah, Forbes named us number 13 of the 50 most trustworthy financial companies in North America.
Forbes.
Yeah, that's really huge. You know the Better Business Bureau, right? We have an A++ rating with the Better Business Bureau. And there's a company called AM Best. It's an insurance rating company. That's all they do. They're not, they're not biased. They just rate insurance companies. And how they're rated is how many claims are made by the clients and how many the company has paid. And we're an A++. We're the only one with an A++ rating. And if you look at that, you'll see State Farm's a C, and Allstate's a D-. So what does that mean? It means that the people are doing claims against the company and they're not paying them.
I guess you're
So
not- I
I'm
guess you're not in
really
good hands, right?
proud, I'm really proud of the company that we work for. We're a Christian-based company. I don't know if that means anything to you, but that means a lot to me. Before we have meetings and events with corporate, they pray. When I'm sitting around or when we're doing when we get some education, the people that go up and speak, they usually start off with giving the praise to God, and that just makes me feel really great. That's about all I think I can say. I think that's it. So then I just say, what we do is really powerful, or let me show you, now you know who we are, let me show you what we do. And then you can flip it over. So there's a couple transitions that you can use to get from one to the other. And then this one, I push in front of them. And then I just point to the bullets. And I say, we teach people, and then the bullets are there, okay? But you're gonna explain each one. This is where, the top of this page, guys, is where you're gonna get almost all your information for the rest of the whole appointment. All right? And what you're gonna say is, we teach people how to get out of debt. Have you ever heard of the Dave Ramsey approach? What Primerica does with that stacking is very similar. Do you guys have that? Somebody answer me.
Yeah, got a lot of debt.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an easy client.
Credit cards or student loans,
Even
car notes,
payments.
car payments, okay. Well, what I'm gonna show you in just a little bit is so amazing. It's actually so simple. People see it and then they're like, man, why didn't I think of that? So you're gonna be very pleased with what we show you. We help people save money, so then I point to that one. And we do that several different ways. We do it through a plan that we use, a budget, to try to help you. And budget feels like a bad word for some people, doesn't it? Because it feels like I'm gonna tell you where to spend your money, but that's not what a budget is. A budget is you telling your money to where to go instead of asking where it went. That's all a budget
Ooh, that's
is.
good.
You know, so that's what we do for that. We do some tax advantages. We can kind of help you. Do you guys get a big tax refund every year?
Yeah.
Right?
We love that time. We go on trips.
So what am I doing? I'm just gathering, aren't I? Yeah. And then we help people send their children to college. We do several plans, 529, Coverdale's, UGMA's, there's many different plans. I'm not securities licensed if you're not, right? You say, I'm not securities licensed, but you know, this is more of a relationship that we're gonna build. It's not just I'll see you once and never see you again. So if it's something that you wanna move forward with, you know, we'll be back to talk more about that. But I just wanna let you know, we do those children's education funding for as low as $25 a month. You know, when you go to the bank, you can't do that, right? They want at least $100 a month. And we do them for as low as 25 bucks. And then we help people obtain proper protection. So what that means is health. Do you have your health insurance through your work? Most people say yes, or Medicaid or Medicare or whatever. Okay, we do home and auto. Who do you have your home and auto with? I need conversation. Okay, great. How long have you been with them?
3 years.
Okay, do you shop them often, or you just get your bill every couple months, every 6 months or whatever, and just kind of go with the flow?
I do actually, but nobody's able to beat the price.
Right?
So,
Well, I would love a shot at your home and auto, because we want to be really just like a one-stop shop for you. And if we can help you save money in one area, we may be able to help you later with something else, maybe investments or retirements. And you know, we're really looking out for your well-being, your financial well-being. So grab them declaration page for me. You know what that is? That's the 2 pages that shows all your liabilities, your deductions, your payment, and the coverages that are gonna be on those cars and the home. So grab those for me, all right? You can't find them? That's all right. I'll wait. I'll wait, go ahead.
So they grab them.
It really is gonna help you if I can see it. Cause if I don't see it, how do I know, right? I can't try to help a ghost. So yeah, I'll take some water too. You know, you gotta do it, you gotta get it. If you don't get it, because guess what the next thing I'm gonna ask them for?
Life insurance.
Who do you have your life insurance through? Great, thank you so much for that. I'm just gonna take a photo of these. I'm gonna give you an 800 number. We can, you know, see if we can save you some money, and here, you can have your originals back. Now tell me a little bit about your life insurance. Do you have life insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah, my company.
Okay, so yes, through work. So do you own any?
No.
All right, so that's all I said. Did I start going crazy about group life right now?
Nope.
No, why?
coming.
Because I just sat down and we've been talking for 5 minutes. If I start coming at him combatively, what's gonna happen? His brick wall comes up so fast and it's done. So all I say is, oh, do you own any? So now what is he thinking in his mind right now?
I don't know.
Why don't I own my own coverage?
Right, I'm not saying anything that you have is bad, or your family's not covered, or oh my gosh, you have cash value and you're getting ripped off and blah, 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 blah. All I'm saying is, so you don't own any. So whether I know it, or he's thinking in his mind, no matter what my next 5 sentences are, it isn't gonna matter, because he's not hearing them, because he's thinking about that he doesn't own any coverage on his family. So all I did was plant a seed. You know, you don't wanna start going into all of that at this point. When you educate them about insurance, that's when you're gonna wanna go through, okay, so Kip, I remember you saying that you had group life, right? That's when you go back into that, right? Okay, so you don't, all you have is a certificate then, right? You don't really have a policy, so there's really nothing for you to grab for me right now.
Mhm.
Do you know anything about the policy, like how much coverage you have? And what it costs a month? And most of the time they do, they're like, yeah, 1.5 times my salary, so it's 70, 80, 90, whatever it is, right? And it costs me $15 every other paycheck, and, you know, however, you know, and then you just make a little note on your client form, you know, just so you can remember it and go back to it later. Okay, great, and then we help people prepare for retirement. And really what that looks like is like a roadmap, right? If you wanna get from point A to point B, right? And you wanna be at like $5, $6, $8, $10,000 a month retired, what happens is sometimes people are on the road and they think they're going the place that they wanna go, but we can just look at their whole situation and sometimes just tweak it a little bit, right? And get you there quickly, right? Or more efficiently, and with less pain.
Yeah.
So that's how we help people prepare for retirement, just helping them build their roadmap. And how we do that is we help people become financially independent by doing just like that, a roadmap. We do something called a financial needs analysis, an FNA, and it's kind of just like a GPS, right? If you're going from here to LA, it takes about 4 days to drive. You want to know where to go, where to see, what attractions you want to, you know, where you want to sleep, where you want to get gas, whatever, right? So you don't just jump in the car and drive, you put in the GPS. And the GPS really shows you the most efficient way to get from point A to point B. Well, that's exactly what our FNA does. Get you from point A to point B the most efficient way possible. So, you know, do you guys have a written financial plan?
No.
So, you know, do you have any idea what they cost?
2,500.
So they're usually $1,100 to $1,500 for a financial plan. Fortunately, right, we do it for a price nobody bickers about. We do it complimentary for free, but we do ask 2 things in return because nothing's really free, right? So the 2 things we ask is this. 1, if I can show you all of these things, get out of debt, save money, prepare for retirement, right? I want you to do them. I want you to move forward and really, you know, change your financial future. And the second thing is referrals. Don't you think that what we do is amazing? What other company do you know that will come sit at your kitchen table, right?
Yeah.
And do this for you for free? There isn't another company that does this. So we would like referrals. All right? So I'm gonna give you this paper, and that's when you pull out the FNA and the client form. Does everybody know what these look like?
Yep.
Not really.
Yep. Marie, you got them in your bag, don't you? So, yeah, here, the client form. This is the only thing.
Yeah, that.
This is the only thing that should be sitting on your kitchen table besides your brochure that's laminated and ready and
Also, you
pretty.
don't want the actual FNA?
Yep, that one is not the FNA, my love.
You got another one?
The only FNA with the company. What do you have? Oh, that's the game plan. That's just a quick input sheet. This is the actual plan.
I have one of those.
Yeah,
too.
so this is what you give them. So this is on your sheet. When you're forming them, you filled this out. Their name, their address, because it's all in your calendar, right? And then the agent you're with, you always put the person that you're training as the agent so that you know what? When those people go independent, they're gonna get these referrals back. And I brought something to show you guys, but I'll show you how the whole system works. So you have this here. Now you pull this out of your binder and you say, here's the FNA instructions. You write their name and you say, listen, it takes about an hour to fill this out, but life is really crazy and it's busy. And I'm gonna give you about 3 to 5 days to get it back to me. Is that fair? Or do you need more time? and they say, okay, you know, a week or whatever. You put the due date here, right here on this sheet. It says F&A, and it says due date. So now you have a backup reminder of when to contact them and say, hey, I need my F&A back, let me help you, right? So you put the due date there, and then you just say to them, listen, there's a lot of reasons why you need this, and I know that you're agreeing to it now, but when life gets busy, you might say, do I really need this? This paragraph right here tells you what this deal can do to help you change your life.
So you have a second kitchen table, right?
Yep, so then you go back if they do the F&A, yep. So items needed to provide the accurate roadmap. So right here, listen, you're gonna need to get some stuff together to actually fill this out, because garbage in is garbage out. I can't analyze and really help you unless you fill this out completely, all right? And then these are the things to think about prior to you two sitting down and filling this F&A out. And these are, how much money would I need saved to retire comfortably? And then, do I have a will, right? You guys know the importance of a will, right? You know, if you have children and they're under 18 and both of you pass away, those children become awarded to the state of Michigan. Child Protective Services will come and take them, and your family will have to fight and pay thousands of dollars and a lot of time, right, for those kids to come back to you or to the people that you want them to. So we do wills for as low as $60.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all I did was what? I planted another what?
Sheet for the,
Yeah. Because now the people don't know that, right? If both of you die, then your house goes to probate and they put a padlock on it and nobody gets in, right? Do you know that? Do I have my dreams and goals written down? Because we all know, right? Dreams are in our mind and goals are what? On paper. So that's really important, isn't it? And do I have an emergency fund? Would it last 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year? Right? We really want to start thinking about what we can do if there's an emergency instead of grabbing the credit card. Right? We want to make sure that, you know, we have that money put away. So if we have a rainy day or a disaster, right, we have some money put aside. And then if my spouse were deceased, how would my family live without that income? Because really, that's what life insurance is about. It's about income replacement.
A question.
Yeah.
A lot of people, the way they deal with the whole thing is they don't deal with it, right?
Right. So you're bringing a lot of sturdy emotions in people, and I think that's why your delivery has to be like spot on, because you've heard of people getting kicked out of homes, and you know, I mean, it happens in this office, right? People become too aggressive. It's very delicate. I'm not like, you know, your body language has everything to say with it. You don't see me sitting up and being like, you know, we're just chill. We're just having a conversation. You know?
But one of the keys is to just, you're helping them. Don't try to explain that, just keep moving with it and.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're just, what you're saying, like, you know, like I didn't say, we need to start a will right now because you said you didn't have one.
Right.
But I just let them know,
Yeah.
this could be bad.
Right.
Right? Yeah. And so then I say to them, here you go. And now our team has instructions to send it back to an email. You can change whatever. All this is the financial needs analysis with a piece of paper taped on the top for my clients. So I have a Gmail account called F&A Ready. And they send it there, and I just print it out, and I fill it in. Or I use 2 computers and fill one in while I'm looking at the other. So you can do your own Gmail, or you can send it to a fax, or whatever you want. So mine go to fnaready@gmail.com. So then I just hand them both of these and say, there you go, right?
Lisa,
Yeah.
what's your percentage of getting those back?
I was
We
just
did
gonna ask the
19
same
last
question.
month.
Really? Out of how many?
Oh,
Set
probably
appointments.
40, 50 appointments.
So about 50%, 40-50%.
It's pretty good.
That's very good.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
good too.
Yeah,
I
there's
felt
19 of
like
them.
that people are a little intimidated by the form.
Well, and when you
And-
show, so if you have any doubts about them filling it out, what you'll want to do then is in our book, right, our book that we bring to all of our kitchen tables, there's a whole sample.
Yeah.
And Bruce, you taught me that.
Yeah.
Like, if you show people what an actual FNA looks like, they're gonna be more gravitated to do it because
Yes.
they see the value.
Yeah.
And I tell them, there's graphs and charts and, you know, it's all your numbers. It's really quite amazing when you sit down and you get to see your whole plan. And remember, we do it for free, you know, and sometimes I'll even say, you know, there's one of 3 reasons, or maybe all of them, why people don't have a financial plan. And you know what they are? One is they feel like they can't afford to buy one,
Right,
right? They're like, man, that's $1,500.
yes,
The other is there's too much month at the end of the money.
right,
So why would I go and pay for a plan for someone to tell me I'm broke?
yeah,
And the third one is some people feel that they're just gonna work until they die.
right.
So, which one do you feel that you guys are?
Yeah. See, that's what I was looking for, is, you know, it hurts me when I know that they're hurting. So you wanna say something, but you wait till, you go through it, and then you do that, and
You know,
that's good.
one of the things that I found, I think a lot of people, at least people that I know, they're embarrassed to tell me they'd rather not do anything than
Right.
tell me that they're in.
Exactly.
Right, so,
I'm just saying, I'm not
Marie,
saying
what do
it's
I
everybody.
say when I'm with a trainer about the FNA? Sherry, Marie, I know both of you.
She
One
always
of you.
makes it really comfortable for them because she says sometimes, you know, people aren't as comfortable giving their personal information to someone they know, which is fine because you can actually send it to this email.
To me, yeah.
And it will go to her, and then I'll take them out with and do an FNA with another person's policy or person's information. And you don't have to make a decision right now, but I just wanna make sure that you know that. So
And
it
what do
takes-
people say? They say thank you. Some of them say, I'm fine.
I'm
right?
fine, I don't care, but
And
I
then
think
some
that's
people
really
say,
true.
you know what, I was thinking that.
Explain that to,
Yes.
see-
So what I say is, Kip,
No, I mean, what was the problem that she's addressing?
the same
The
thing
question
that,
I just-
yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
these people, I'm sitting here with Tina.
Yes,
Tina's your niece.
yes,
You knew Tina, she was smoking pot and getting in trouble in high school and, you know, whatever, right? Her boyfriend's crazy, rides a motorcycle really fast down the street, and here she's sitting with you, and she's asking you for your financial information.
yeah, right,
So you're like, I don't know about you, Tina, you know, I changed your diapers, you know what I mean, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or you're with that person that has less credibility, you know what I mean? That trainee doesn't have the credibility or the standards or whatever. So me as the trainee or the trainer has to say to you, listen, I know you know her. I don't say any of those things, but I know what you're thinking. You've known her forever. You knew she got in trouble. What, you know what I mean? Whatever. And none of this is true. Tina doesn't do any of this, but, you know, I know that you know Tina personally,
Mhm.
and if you feel uncomfortable giving me back your information in your FNA where she will see it, I just want to let you know you don't have to do that. You can give it directly to me
Right.
and not to her, and I'll take her on another training appointment, with an FNA,
yes.
and then she'll learn it that way.
Oh, I see, okay.
But you don't have to answer me right now, but just so that you guys know and you can think about that, because this isn't due for a week. So you just let me know when you make that decision.
Yeah.
So do you see how it takes that weirdness? Because the biggest thing, Bruce, is you gotta get them back. It's like
Yeah.
pulling frickin' teeth sometimes.
Well, that's what I was wondering about, because I
It's
thought
hard.
that having to fill out the form was an impediment to them getting back together with you, because they're like, well, I don't have it filled out completely and I don't have all this information.
Yeah. So you can
But
also say when you
I'm also
call.
thinking that there's one in the couple that is proactive on this, and there's one that is kind of fighting it usually. And the proactive one will take that, fill it out, get it back to you, and then you've got a form, and then you have a plan, and you have
Yeah.
a reason to go back.
Yeah.
I'm not finding that people are just getting it done and you're getting
Yeah.
back in the door with them.
So you can also set up the meeting date. So
Yeah, I
there's a
do.
spot
I do.
that says the
I-
meeting date.
Listen,
and
I
you-
watched that video of your anatomy for
So you
Little
can
thing,
set up the
you know?
date and you can say, you know what, if you don't get it back to me by the 11th, I really do want 3 or 4 days because I want to analyze it. Not only do I have to enter it in, I really want to analyze it and I wanna come back and give you the best recommendations that I can. But if you can't get it back to me on that date, fill out as much as you can. Here's the problem, it takes a good hour and a half to fill the thing out right.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're typing it in and getting it, you're there a long time.
Yeah.
And really, the whole time, it's very awkward because you're just data entering. So they're sitting there at the table looking at you, and you have to get everything in,
Right.
and then you have to, there's like
Then you
different
found
things,
it.
settings you can do to give them 3 or 4 scenarios, adding, changing money. Well, listen, if I add a $500 a month paycheck to your, if I can do all that ahead of time, so when I go there, I'm presenting. And listen, here's the other thing. Now you're turning your computer around and showing them a screen instead of when I do a presentation of an F&A, I'm printed it out. It's in a beautiful little binder for them. It's got my info in it. I'm turning it around and I'm presenting it.
So you make them, like, there's one piece of information I myself am gonna have a little bit of difficulty getting. So you make them feel good with get what you can.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we can.
But some stuff, if it's missing, the whole plan
No,
doesn't make
you,
sense.
but they need to know that,
Yeah, get the so make them feel. Yeah, I guess that's a good idea. Get what you can on there. But yeah, if I get it back and it's missing, I'm gonna have to figure out
Sure,
something.
sure.
And then you want to be pretty close to being exact because this is a plan that's for you. It's not. You can just put in any bullshit number. It's not gonna matter because your plan isn't gonna be worth the paper it's written on. And then I just wasted an hour and a half of my time doing a plan that's facetious and doesn't mean anything.
right.
Right, and you're
You know?
sitting there and your hotspot kicks out, POL kicks you out.
Yeah, right. And then you're there, and then he's like, "What do you mean you got a Target card?"
Is there-
You're like, "Oh my god."
Is there like,
All the gory
This,
details.
the discovery is discovery, right?
Oh yeah. So all right, let's move on. Okay, so you handed him that. Now you're all done with the F&A. Any questions this far? So we got through the F&A, right? And some you can ask on a scale from 1 to 10. This is kind of drawing them in. Most of the time, people are like, "Yeah, I want to do the F&A." But if they're still sitting there and they're not drawn in, that's when
That's
you'll
good.
say, on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, how motivated are you to accomplish some or all of the things above?
Right.
that's a
And
great
most
question.
people will say, I'm 7, I'm 8, I'm 9. Great. Then again, you just pull it out. Here's the instructions. Here's the plan. Get it back to me. Fill out as much as you can. And we'll come back. And this is going to be amazing. It's really great to see your numbers on paper. It really gives you clarification on where you're headed.
Yeah.
Even though some people may not want to know that. You can kind of joke with it or, whatever.
Yeah.
Just saying, a lot of people might not want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had
It's-
Chris Klaus down here, and I added in, he's got like 3 questions to really help us sell the F&A.
All right, tell us.
Okay. It
Write
said,
these down.
Lisa, basically this plan covers 3 different things we all know could happen or will happen. Like what would happen, Lisa, if you died too soon? How are you prepared for that?
Right.
Okay, and then we all know that crap happens in life, right? Okay, so the average American family can only handle like a $400 emergency, 75%. So how are you prepared for that? And the other thing that it handles is what if you live too long? And how are you prepared for that? And that helps to draw out, like you're trying
The
to get
questions, yeah.
what they really got and what they haven't gotten. It helps too.
Right.
It seemed like pretty emotional questions.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Those are good. So just to reiterate, the 3 questions you want to ask are 1,
What if you die too soon?
yeah, 2,
Yeah. How prepared are you when just crap happens? The kid comes home and he needs $1,000 for hockey equipment, or you need a new transmission in a car. How
Right.
prepared are you for that?
right.
Okay. And what if you live too long?
What if you live too long?
That's a crazy question. You think you want to live as long as you can.
Yeah, right.
That's a good question.
Yeah. I bring that up when I do the diagram of
Yeah,
our
no,
life.
you sell the F&A more now than you did on a video, and that's basically the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, like going over what do you got?
right, right.
So
You was just asking why would people think they live too long? I work on a board where most of them are now in their 80s. They have way outlived what they thought they would retire on. They are absolutely at the bottom now and they're 82. because they lived longer than they anticipated, and they didn't think about, what if I lived longer than I planned for? Rather than live too long, you might wanna say longer than you planned,
Yeah,
because they have to plan further.
yeah.
And their kids are like in their sixties, getting ready to retire, you know?
And
Right.
they're, yes.
All right, so all the F&A's done, they've got their little packet, they're excited. You sold why, you know, why you need that F&A. And then the second thing, so I had mentioned there was two reasons, right, two things. So we help people become financially independent two ways. One is through their F&A and helping them achieve all these goals. And the second is through an opportunity with our company. So there are 4 tracks with Primerica, all require a license through the state of Michigan. And I just want to give you a little bit of information about the 4 tracks. So the first one is a silent partner. A silent partner is someone that has essentially no time, no effort, right? And just gives us names and numbers. And they get 25% of everything that we do, okay? So that's like my CPA, my mortgage broker, real estate agents, attorneys, people who know a lot of people who need what we do, but don't want to sit down at a kitchen table and do it. All right? And you know, they can make $250 to $1,000 a month, just giving me a couple names and numbers a month, all right? And then there's the spare time. So spare time, no meetings, no trainings, no phone calls, conference calls, none of that. They literally work 1 to 10 hours a month, and all they do is go with me on a kitchen table. That's what we're doing today, a kitchen table. So they just go, and you see how Tina is today. She hasn't said a lot, right? This is training. You don't have to know a lot, right? Because you'll always have a mentor with you. So silent partner doesn't have to do anything but go do a couple sales, and they can make $500, $1,000, $2,000, depending on how many they go on. All right, so essentially 1 to 10 hours a month, no trainings, nothing like that. Then there's part-time. In part-time, I look at 2 different ways. I feel like there's the part-time for a reason or a season, and then there's a part-time with a motivation behind it to go full-time. So part-time with a reason or season is, I'm getting married, I want some more money, my daughter's going to college, we have to fund that, I need a new car, I want a second home, I want a boat, right? There's a reason or a season. Christmas is coming, right? My taxes are due, right? There's just, so those people are more proficient, they're on their own. They come to our trainings a couple hours a week, you know, 2 nights a week, couple hours. They're on a conference call, they're team building, so they're trying to bring people in on their agency and, you know, build people up and build a team. And they make anywhere from, you know, $500, depending on what they do, to, you know, $3,000, $4,000 a month. And they work maybe 5 to 10 hours a week. And so that's the part-time there. And then the other part-time are people who have always wanted to own their own business. Do you guys know anybody like that? That always wanted to own their own business, who wanted to be independent, run their own deal, make their own hours, right? Fire their boss, become very wealthy. And those people are going from part-time to eventually full-time, right? So they're learning now, and then eventually they're gonna what? Fire their boss, and then they'll be full-time. And then those people work probably, I would say 10 to 20 hours a week to eventually full-time. I'm full-time, I work 40 plus hours a week, but I don't find it like work. Like this is my work right now, talking to you guys. I love doing what I do, and I hope you can see that in my passion and my voice and my words, because helping people is something that I've always wanted to do. And this is what I get to do for a living, and I make about $15,000 a month. I bring my paychecks to show you, and I'd like to show you guys that as well. So out of all those tracks, which one do you feel really suits you and your needs right now? Which one?
Spare time.
Spare time? Good. Because why? Why spare time?
Well, you know, I'm working about 60 hours a week, and you know, I want to maybe earn some extra money, but I don't know if I want to do. You know, I'm not ready to make that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, most of the people, I'll tell you, start spare time, and when they start getting a little taste of what it feels like to truly help people and change their lives, they usually move to, you know, part-time, and then eventually full-time. But I would love to have you as a spare time agent on my team. You'd work really closely with me and Tina. Tina's not able to train you yet, right, because she's here getting trained, but I'll be working with you, and I have many team members on my team that are certified field trainers, so they can help you as well. Great. So there's a background check involved with that. Is there any problems with felonies or money laundering or murder or anything? Are we okay with that?
I'm good.
Okay.
What if they say yes?
Great. Tell me a little bit of, is it expunged?
Yeah.
Okay, if it's expunged, we're okay with it. If
What
it's
was it
not.
originally,
Yeah, right. Yeah, I guess I should ask that. I guess it kind of depends what, you know, how they, I don't like to get too, I'll let Primerica deal with that.
I think.
You know what I mean? That
heard
might
a
be
couple times
personal.
I
Maybe
was
their
kinda
wife doesn't really
surprised,
know.
Or they don't wanna say, yes, I have a felony in front of their niece, or, and it could be 40 years ago, you know what I mean, that they had it or whatever.
One guy told me, he says, I have a felony on my record, but it was someone with my name, and I can't get it off my record. I can't get it expunged.
Oh, it was like identity theft.
Yeah, it was an identity situation.
Yeah.
And so, you know.
We had somebody in our office, this was one of my people, and I got it taken care of because Josh Christian was a cop, and he had like the inner records where they actually had like the guy's fingerprints from the felony
Yes.
were not his matched, and they got it
So
removed.
that would be the best thing in the world for this guy.
But I
'Cause
really am, I found out a
He's fought it
relative.
and fought it.
Yeah,
But they
that's
never
all he
even
had
had
to do.
it.
He just went to the police station
62
and got
and
his
just got it
fingerprints,
expunged. I
and
never
they
even had
matched it, and that was released.
I
Now,
have a-
what about active bankruptcy?
I don't
Good.
know, but I don't wanna get into details about this.
Oh, okay.
You know, I mean, this is something that,
I
you
was
know what I
answering
mean?
the question,
You know
but I'm good.
you know the SRR, right, the form, the yes and no questions. If they answer yes, there's gonna be more questions.
Yeah.
So, I don't wanna spend our time going over that, but you understand that if it's a felony or money laundering, the answer's probably gonna be no.
Yeah.
Regarding the SSR form, I thought that was only for people who are already licensed coming over. It's for anybody who's
No, that's the
questionable?
ABA form. That's, also doing business as.
Okay.
So that form explains what kind of job they have now, cause one of the questions is, do you work in any of these, where they ask those questions? If you answer yes to them, you need the ABA. The SSR, the SRR is felony, anything yes on the, background check questions, that's the SRR. The ABA is on the work part, the employment questions.
Okay.
Yeah,
Both those are
yeah.
downstairs.
Yeah, both of them are downstairs and they're online and yeah. Yeah, okay. So, great. What I'm gonna do then is it's $99. This is how it works. You don't have to pay for your class, which is like $500-600. You don't have to pay for the test, which is $40. You don't have to pay for all of this education that you're gonna get. But what you do have to fund is your registration and your background check. And then when we do a couple trainings, we go out into the field and you get that $100 bonus back, they can give back to you in a bonus. And then when we do a few more and grow your team a little bit, 3x3, and we'll go over that in orientation, you get a $300 total bonus. So we're gonna get that started right now, and I will already have my computer loaded. When I'm forming them, the trainee is filling out the form sheet, and I'm already online on their internet, or I have my card up. I'm up, so at this point, there's no stopping, reflecting, getting their password, right?
Reflecting.
I'm opening my computer and I'm doing it.
How'd you get it all set up, and where did
When
you?
we were at your house specifically, right when I sat down, I said, "What's your password?" And you guys got that for me before I even started.
Oh,
Right.
I don't even
Get
know
that
that,
right
so
away.
unless you're good.
Log in.
So you're assuming the IBA, right?
Yeah, I'm done. And then I say, you know, what's great is I'm going to show you about life insurance now, and now that you're an agent, you know, you could even get paid on your own life insurance.
So,
You get a bonus. So 9 times out of 10, I recruit, and then they're the trainee right on their own app.
I have two trainees, your trainee and them.
Yeah, but your trainee's happy, why? Because they
Because
just
they
got
got a
someone on their
recruit.
team. They just got a new teammate.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And they're high-fiving each other across the table, I'm so excited to work with you, and,
So-
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
that's kind of what, you know, Sarah did with you, she was
Yeah.
just so happy
Yeah.
that you were, you know, gonna join her venture because she's seen the value.
I hate to be like the difficult person here, but I'm gonna just interject. So you're doing that, and it sounds great, right? And they're in, they say spare time, and then you talk about the 124 and getting the money back, right?
Yeah.
And you go to do it, and I say this, I don't have money.
You don't have any money?
Yeah, I can't get to that. I can't get the 124.
Well, I'll tell you, how, you had mentioned that making this type of money was like a 7 or 8 out of the 10. Do you feel that in the next 7 days that you could sacrifice something if this is a truly 7 or 8? Because if you're short money, how do you get out of that revolving circle of debt and not having enough money? Something has to break that
Right,
circle,
Of course.
right? Because every Friday you'll use every penny of your paycheck and you'll work all week, and then what will happen? Friday will come and you'll use every penny. So when does that circle ever end for you? You make a
It's never,
change,
right?
right?
You have to make a change, right?
So what day can we hit this submit on here? We'll get everything in, and you tell me the day, and it'll go through that day.
Got it. Okay.
That's why you win.
But you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if you have to be honest with people. I know you don't have the money, and you know what? I will scholarship people that I know are serious too.
Right.
And that means what? I will pay the $99 because it's more to me to help that person. Even if they just do, what if they just took the class and learned about money and finance? What if they just came here and got some recognition, you know, and just felt better about, you know, you don't know what you're doing to impact people's life. So the $99 to me doesn't mean anything. But I have to see it in your face before I whip out my wallet. You know, I'm just not gonna recruit and donate to the Primerica Fund. $99 every time somebody says I don't wanna do it.
Right.
You know, I'll even say, you know what, come to a training, give me a list, let's go see a couple people. Because here's what's gonna happen, the more they believe it,
Yeah.
the more they'll feel like to separate themselves from their $100. You know what I mean? Some people see it the first time you sit with them and say, you know what, I already thought of 30 people I wanna go see. I already know this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Nobody does this, I'm ready to do this right now.
Yeah.
So more people do that than start backpedaling and, you know, but if money's an issue, I tell them, Marie's heard me say it a million times as well. I will scholarship you. But you have to prove to me that you're serious about it. So here's what we'll do. I'll come sit with you in the next 24 hours. We'll do orientation. I'm gonna show you how we get paid and all the ins and outs of the business, and we'll get that going. So in the meantime, think about 5 people that you'd like to see to either have on your team or go see to try to help. And we'll get back to that at the end of today.
That's good, because I had a
You know what I
recruit
mean?
yesterday
How do you go from, cause you always say $99, but it's not, it's 124.
Well,
So
because-
how do you jump to that?
Because the $99 is the upfront. You do not have to pay the $24. You
I
don't.
Oh, I thought
everybody
you
had
did.
to
You,
pay
you
that.
don't have to pay the $24.
I thought you did now.
No, because as soon as you can get that back, but here's the thing, when you show them the tools of Primerica's back office, you have to say, listen, right at the IBA when you're doing that, you say, listen, there's a back office fee, because it pulls right up, and then it reads, you can list out all 55 things of what the value of that back office is. So you can tell people, nobody has to have a back office, but just know everything you do is a paper app, you don't get automatic deposit, you don't, you know what I mean? All that stuff is tied into the back office.
Right.
So
Turbo
there's,
app.
somewhere on the,
You'll get paid in
screen,
2 weeks instead of overnight. Yeah.
where we don't have to get that $25 from them when they do their IBA.
No, you have to do you have to do the 99, the 25, but you can cancel the 25 the next day and they'll get it back. You don't have to have the $25. You do have to have the 99.
So it comes out, but they
Yeah.
have to know 124 is what I really need from you, but we can cancel 25 tomorrow.
Well, no, I don't tell them that because I don't ever want to tell someone they're going to cancel anything. I say it's $99 to get started with Primerica because
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's $25 is the back office fee. So when we get to the back office fee,
That's
that's
good.
what I tell them. this is not a one-time, it's not a one-time cost. This is the cost of owning a humongous business-based web page for $25 a month. If you did one part of this web page, it would cost you thousands of dollars a month. So for $25,
I still want to answer that. I still get that question answered. I didn't mean to go.
no,
Sideways
that's,
on you,
that's
but I-
all
No,
right.
no, that really
That's
helped me.
important though, because I still don't understand, because you're saying, yes, they do have to give you a check for
They,
$124.
well, they do the 90, it's two separate things. There's two charges. It's not a $124 charge. It's a $99 charge and a $25 charge.
What if I
Okay.
say I could only do the 99 right now, but I'm gonna think.
Then
I'm
you
gonna
pull out your
wait.
wallet and do the $25.
I see, okay.
Or
'cause
you
I-
do what we do, and we go get a prepaid Visa.
Right.
You put $125 on it, and some people are like, I have cash, great. I have a Visa card with $125
Yes.
on it. Because what's gonna happen next month on the 9th when that gets charged, guess who's it coming out of?
It's-
Your
I've
account,
had that.
because you put your $25
Yeah, don't do
card
that.
in there.
Yeah, or cancel it.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
So you go get a debit card with $100 on it.
See, I think if they can do the 99, they can do the 25. They either can't do all of it, or they either can't.
Yeah, the 99's the problem.
Right,
It's not the
99's
25.
Right, exactly.
I'm just
And if
trying.
I get their IBA, I'll flip the 25.
Okay, but the 124 is being charged.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
You can't-
$99
You can't prevent it from.
and $25.
Right.
You can pay the 25, you can, whatever you wanna do with that second the $25. The 99 is what the IBA is. If they're
Okay.
licensed, it's free. If they're a veteran, this month only, we have 6 days left to get any veteran in for free.
Mhm.
And even if you're licensed, independent or not, everybody can do an IBA. It's very simple. You just go in your back office, enter their information, and get them going now. Go ahead.
One thing I take and tell the people is that when you do your IBA, you have the one charge that you do for the 99, and then it comes up and it asks you, do you want to take and withdraw the money for the $25 charge, with the same
Same,
account
right,
or a
right,
different account?
right.
What I tell my recruits that I've done is, we've talked to them, we explained how important it was for them to have the back office for their training and for their classes.
And for their
videos,
team.
And for their team to be able to educate them so they can go get their classes done
Yeah.
immediately.
I don't know how you
That's
think
how
without
I
your
sell,
back office.
that's how I sell
Yeah.
my clients, I'm paying for their own.
Yeah, I
back
don't,
office,
it's
it's
not
for the
usually an
classes.
issue for the
Oh,
core, you know, for the
that
25,
was-
but if you do have it, you just have not shown the value of it, you know?
So you tell them what they're gonna get for the 25.
Oh, yeah, well, when you get to that part of the screen,
Yeah.
it all shows up.
Yeah.
And it's like $5,800 value for $25, you know? And if you just look at one of those web-based, you know, systems, or even the client manager, or, you know, all of the tools and especially when you're brand new, you're like, listen, you gotta pass a test. Could you imagine not being able to study online with the tool without having that? And if you're married, turn one off, because you don't need to.
I only have one.
So make sure before the next month goes, I mean, I know you still have time, but you turn that one off so she's not getting charged, because she can just go on yours.
Yeah, I only have one.
Yeah, if they're married,
Deborah
turn
has
one off.
Do you both have, you both have
Yeah.
one? Yeah, turn one.
Turn one off. Well, they didn't hit they're not even 30 days. And he
Oh.
already passed his test.
Hey, congrats.
I know, it's
Nice work.
amazing.
Awesome.
So proud of him.
Nice work. Good job.
So that's the referral, the recruit. Are you guys good? Are we doing all right?
We're doing good.
You're helping
I
me,
have
because I
one
didn't know
other
I had that other charge.
I just did that, and I just wanted to.
And you can tell me later if you
Yes.
want, but do they really get 25%, or do they get half of 25%?
So when you do a split, so when you're out and you're doing a KT, let's say the premium's $1,000. So you're with someone who's not licensed, they get the credit, the $100 or the $200 for their bonus, but they're not licensed, so you get the whole thing. So if you're at 50%, you get 50%. When you are splitting a deal, it's splitting the deal in half. So they're getting 25%, but their premium
You're getting 25%.
is half
Paying 25%
of the premium.
Right.
So you split the deal, it's not 25 of 25, the deal's $1,000, you're the second agent, which means your deal's only $500. And then they get 25% or whatever, 50%
Whatever
or
level they're at.
75% or 80% that they're at. So your goal is to what? Be independent, so that you can go and make 100% of the money that you have,
Well, I'm
right?
talking about like a referral, you tell them they're making 25%.
Yes, but their premium's only 500. It's not 1,000. Cause they split the sale with you. But you brought them on, they're on your team, so what are you getting? If you're at 70%, the person's at 20%, you made what? You're 70 on this half? And then guess what you made? From 20 to 70 here, so you really made what?
Double dip.
100%, right?
Right.
Pretty much, right? Less than.
Right.
So,
You made, 40 and you're 70. So you were at 110% on that deal.
you're closing up the F&A, here's your F&A, you're gonna send it back to me. Now, then boom, I'm gonna talk to you about.
The next thing I do
opportunity
is,
for the company.
the second thing we do is talk about the, help people become financially independent through an opportunity with Primerica. We have 4 tracks, all require a license, and that's all you have to say about the licenses. You don't have to say it for every track, you just say there's 4 tracks, all require a license through the state of Michigan.
Mhm.
Oh, that's good.
And
Any
then you
hope of
just
like,
explain the track.
Updating your video?
Huh?
Any hope of you updating your video?
I did, I have a SoundCloud with this whole KT on it,
With that,
all of this,
okay,
yeah.
under Spencer Healy or under Lisa Dwyer?
Just
It's
Lisa
never the whole
Dwyer.
thing. I mean,
It's 4 chunks, cause it's too long.
I've watched, I've tried, I only get to a certain point, it never goes into like clothes, it never goes into other areas.
Yeah, that's true.
What happens
Does
to
it?
it?
I don't know, it just stops, you
I have
get a
to do it
repeat,
again?
you do one, and then it goes to the next track, and you're
No,
basically repeated all the
I've got it.
credibility with somebody else, and then it stops. And then it just goes.
So there's 4
cycles.
tracks.
No, it talks most about the diagrams that it's mostly diagram, isn't it?
Credibility and diagram.
Credibility diagram.
So that's track 1 and track 4.
Right.
So
So
we're
there's
2
no-
and
there's
3.
no- there's no
All
2
right,
and
so
3.
listen, not a techie.
Okay.
If anyone wants to help me, I'd be happy to sit down and do it. I just hit record on my phone and push to the SoundCloud, so that's
Talk
what
to
I.
Jai.
There's 4
I think-
tracks, so I
I think
don't know.
Jai's pretty good at that, he could probably.
Jeremy is the one that
Oh,
really helped
Jeremy,
me, yeah.
Jeremy's good too.
Yeah. All right.
So where do we find this stuff on the webpage that we got? I'm.
It's SoundCloud. It's like like YouTube. You go to SoundCloud. That's
Oh,
all
under your name.
audio.
I got you.
Yeah, and you go to Lisa Dwyer, KT. I think it's just saved under
You have to
Lisa
say
Dwyer.
relentless, cause otherwise you get some other Lisa Dwyer things.
When I look up mine, it shows like every speech I've done at a Super Saturday and my RVP acceptance and all of that.
I never saw any of that.
YouTube. Yeah, that might be all on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so this one's not right, so I don't want to use that. You have what? Let me see your thing.
My, you want this?
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, baby. All right. So, so when we finish that, I take this paper, I flip it over, and I do the diagrams. I explain. Now I go back to Kip and say, yeah. So you had mentioned that you had group. Tell
Yes.
me a little bit about it. Then I get their information and kind of drag it out. Then I'm gonna what? Now I'm gonna what? Talk about group life, right? And we talk about all of the things, and we'll do that probably next time we meet.
Trends and-
Just because of the time, I wanna just finish, this, but, it's so right, you talk about all of the, first I'm gonna say, in the orientation package, it goes over every type of policy. Do you know, have you seen that? It says group, it says cash value,
It
it says
does.
term, and then it says, why Primerica?
Yeah,
And
it's
then it
excellent.
shows all of the,
That's excellent.
features of our life insurance.
Well, I need to get that. I
You
need to-
have it, yeah, you have it, yeah, in, every orientation
Kip,
that
it
has
looks
it.
like this.
Yeah, show it
Yes,
to
I got
them.
that, I got that.
Yeah, so it's
It's in
right
here.
in there,
It's
and it's
awesome.
right before the
Okay,
page, it says
okay.
why Primerica term.
Yes.
Yep, it's right.
Yeah,
Very good, I appreciate that.
yeah, that's okay, I try to have it all out there for everybody.
Yep, why Primerica,
Do you need
there's
one?
objections.
I think I never know the answer to my question.
have
Yeah,
but
take
I'll
this
send
and
that
read
to
it
you.
I don't think
a billion
that-
times.
Yeah, I'm going
Any
to,
of
thank
those
you.
extra things that are on our term policy be removed?
I need to read it more.
Say it one more time.
Any of the riders, can they be removed?
They're included, so there's no reason for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's just part of it? 'Cause-
Yeah, it's just part of it.
Because we were talking to somebody, and somebody was saying, like, how does our term policy compare rate-wise versus others that are out there?
Very comparable. Well, we beat Allstate almost all the time. State Farm, we're really close. There's a couple, of other terms that were like maybe $2 more, but all you have to do is go to the last day of their term and say, what happens this year? And theirs blows up.
Right.
So they go from $200 or $50 a month to $300 a month, to $800 to $1,000 to and our price remains level for the rest of their life. So you can add 2 years up, and it's still gonna be, you know what I mean, even 1 year of their next term,
Yes.
and would still smack them in price.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, but, and then, the terminal illness rider, that does not come on other people's policy. I had an Aflac rider for terminal illness, and it was $30,000 and it was $90 a month. Now
Ouch.
with my policy, I have 500,000 of terminal illness included in my policy.
The riders that Primerica always attaches are really, it's almost unethical to leave them off, right?
Yeah, well, you can't, it's part of the plan.
Right, but I mean, what I'm saying is, other companies may leave that off.
Oh, they do purposely because it's gonna cost them a ton of money.
Right.
Yeah, oh
So,
yeah,
like,
they
if
don't
you
even
become-
offer them,
if
or
you
if they
become- if you
do, it's
become-
huge cost.
If you become disabled, for instance,
Yeah, the waiver premium,
right?
yeah,
You gotta have that.
yeah.
Or you don't have really a policy.
I feel like people don't see the value of waiver premium.
Would
They're
it
like,
be
oh,
better?
it's $3 more. It's like, if you become disabled, you'll never have to pay this premium again, right? You pay it for 6 months. When you become if you're disabled for 6 months, because temporary disabled is different. 6 months of disabled, Primerica pays you back the 6 months you paid.
Yes.
And then pays forward.
Wow.
Yeah,
For your whole family, right?
for the whole policy.
Even if it was the spouse?
Yeah,
that's
Lou
actually
Ann
the
Allison, her
policy.
husband went on disability
Okay.
25 years ago.
'Cause I had to do
Not
the
only did at the end of his term, they
reconsideration for
extended it.
Wow.
He has not paid a penny, and her policy's right in there too. $2 million policies.
Not only, so you get that, and then you can also take 70% out of.
And then your terminal illness now changes from 40% to 70,
70%.
because you check that box for waiver of premium.
So as,
But it's only allowed up to age 54 and 2 months. After that, they don't ask for it, they won't, it's not even an option for people.
can we say truthfully, if someone asks us, that the ones that beat us on price up front, you typically end up paying for it down the line?
Oh, you could absolutely say that, and you say, you know what, look at how many claims they actually pay.
Oh, that's the big thing.
Yeah,
Well,
so
that-
look at the
so
claims they
if
pay.
you're buying nothing,
Look
it's a
at their
losing.
actually, right, look what they're actually getting. So if they're $2 cheaper, don't worry, look at the first year that's over. First of all, they have to what? Require proof of insurability.
Yes.
So are you guaranteed that you'll be the same health
Yeah.
that you are right now in 20 years? Heck no, you can't. With mine, it doesn't matter, because we're gonna continue coverage until you're 100, no matter what happens to your health.
Right, the end of the term on our policy beats any other policy that comes.
Oh,
before.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because you get the coverage with the same price that when you started.
You
And yeah, you
have
don't need
to
as much coverage,
prove
but,
medical when you're 70 years old.
right, who knows what's gonna have happened by then, yeah.
Wow.
So that's when I do my diagrams. I don't know about time today, to get the diagrams done, but I do know that those are on the SoundCloud.
Those run the SoundCloud.
I know that those are on the SoundCloud for sure. We'll come back to that. And the next part is, when you do the diagrams, you're gonna have your cash value V. You pull that up, when you're done explaining it, you put it right over this one, and you say, these people had this. Why? Because it's correlating the two, right? These people had this, and they were paying $298 a month. They had $150,000 of coverage on each of them, nothing on their children. We flipped them over to Primerica's term, covered them for $300,000, $25,000 on their kids for $128 a month, right? Saving them $175 a month. So if they took that money and invested it, right?
yeah.
Because our one and only
Right.
motto is buy term and invest the difference. Because we wanna cover you if you die, but what if you live? So that's when I say that, and I mention it to them during the diagrams too, and if we have time, I'll probably be able to get to them.
So we get a copy of them, or?
Yeah, I'll do the one that I do, this is Marie's. it's pretty darn close. She's a great student.
That's good. Good.
Yeah.
We need to do some state with, Suzy
So what we do here is we talk about investing, right? Because we want to cover you if you die, but what if you live, right? You want to start investing now so that when you are retired, you have that money that you put away. And you know, the longer you have money in the market, so it doesn't matter how much you start with, it matters when you started. So that's what's great about our company. We can do these investments for as low as $25 a month.
And now you gotta get someone else involved to do that.
Yeah,
That's
once
it.
you're securities, you can do it, but right now you would just call me because I'm your RVP.
Oh, you, okay.
Yeah,
good,
so
good,
you
good,
and I
good.
go together.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
And then,
good. Study.
see how we figured all this out? So good for you. So when you came, we had it all together.
Yes, you did.
I can't believe you passed the first time, it's like,
Oh, gosh.
I know. I'm so proud of him too. Be proud of that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So we don't really talk about securities today that much. What we do is just kind of show you what the rule of 72 or
Yeah.
compound interest looks like. This is more of a second appointment. Like I said when I met you the first time, right, just a little bit ago. This is really a relationship being built. It's not a once and done. I just want
that
to,
makes
you know,
sense.
sell you something. I really want to, you know, to help your family throughout the years and be with you in part of this growth and to help you out of debt and, you know, prepare for your retirement. So, in this case, they bumped it up to $200 a month saving for 37 years. And listen, there's something called suitability. We don't go over that today. And suitability is what? These are answers to the questions that we would ask you based on your risk and how your feelings are about the market.
Right.
So these are 3 samples, conservative to aggressive,
Yeah.
on someone's suitability.
Right.
And this is the return for the same amount of money that they put forward. All right? So someone very conservative at 3% would end up with 162, 6%, 327,
That makes
9%,
sense.
714.
And their
All
age
right.
makes a huge
Yeah,
difference.
yeah. So that's what that is.
Right.
We'll come back, and when you do your financial plan, a lot of this stuff will be filled in for you. When I come back, we'll be able to talk further in detail about your investment portfolio and what you guys want to do for your, you know, retirement. All right. And the last thing we do, and we're almost done, is tell people and teach them the Dave Ramsey approach or debt stacking or debt snowball, how to get out of debt the most efficiently, the quickest way, right, without as much stress, just to help you get out of debt. So here's what happens. Listen, I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a math wizard. I literally enter your information into the system. It tells us the best way to maximize your dollar. Sometimes it's by interest rate. Sometimes it's by, you know, payment amount, loan amount. You know, it just depends. I don't know how to do it. So what am I doing? I'm telling them what? I'm not anything special. You can do this too, right? So that's what I'm telling them at this point. I just data enter it. I just put it in the system. And then it does it to maximize your dollar. So then it comes up with a list, and this is what happens. And I never know how the list is going to turn out, right? It does it to maximize your dollar. So what you do is, you told me that your monthly budget was $2,720. So it puts it in order. Now, a lot of people know about this, it's called like a shotgun approach, or they sprinkle money all over their bills. If you have a bill and the payment is $23, you do what? Normally you send 25, you send 30, right? You send 50. So you get a car payment and the bill is $212 a month, but you send $250, right? So you're sprinkling extra dollars all over your debts. But then you get the bill back, the invoice, the next month, and you look at it and you say, what the heck, right? I spent $50 on this thing and it went down 10 bucks. Where'd the money go, right? Well, we know where it goes, right? Interest and fees. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you a way using the same dollar amount that you spend every month, but a better way to get this knocked down quickly to save you hundreds of thousands of dollars on interest. This is how it works. we take every one of those bills and we pay the minimum to the penny on every one of them, except bill number 1, all those sprinkled dollars we put on that bill, and we do that month after month after month until it's paid off. And as soon as it's paid off, we don't take that money and squander it. We take that money, we add it to bill number 2. So now that minimum payment plus the minimum payment from bill number 1 go together, and now we pay $573 on bill number 2. So you'll see here on the bottom, I never told you to pay one more penny than what you were paying. I'm just allocating your money differently. Okay? So you take that, and then what's gonna happen to bill number 2? It's gonna be paid off much more quickly. Why? Because you've got a bigger chunk going on it and adding to that every single month. So then that happens, and then what happens to that? We take that money, we don't squander it, we add it to bill number 3, right? And we keep doing that over and over and over until we're paying our mortgage off. But you'll see here, we never asked you to pay a penny more than what you were paying. And in this case, we saved them 14 years. They got out of debt 9 years. In 9 years, we saved them. Bye, sweetie. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, sorry.
Hey, this is yours. Do you need it for your KT?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. I believe it. Oh,
There
sorry.
you go.
Thanks so much.
So we saved you 14 years sooner, right? You paid it off in 9 years. And I'll tell you, I've seen people where it was saving them 70 years. It's crazy. We saved them $130,000 in interest. And listen, if they took that $130,000 in interest, right, and didn't do this plan, they would have paid like $284,000. But you know what the best part of this whole thing is what happens at the end. Not only does it just relieve their stress and it just
They
makes
invest
them
it,
happy,
yeah.
they take that money, they take the $2,780, they invest it for the remaining years. The 14 years that they paid it off early, they invest that completely, and by the time they're 67, they have $2.4 million. And that is the whole circle. When I say I want to be your one-stop shop like I did, this is what I mean. I want to protect you now, right, with your family's assets and with your income, right, with life insurance. In the meantime, I want to help you out of debt. And maybe right now you can't afford the insurance that you really need for your family, but that's why we have that increasing benefit rider to where you can add 10% a year, because as I'm helping you get out of debt, you can then protect your family with the right kind of insurance, the right amount. So then also we'll start those investments for you, so when you retire, you've got the money to live on, your family's been protected, right? And then you'll have coverage till you're 100.
But what percentage of people you run into that actually have own whole life plans?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10 own whole life?
Yeah.
But I would have guessed most people live on a group.
Horrible.
I would have guessed they live on group.
So if they have a plan, it's whole life.
If they bought a plan, it was
His
so
whole life.
much and it made
If
sense.
they bought-
If they don't own it, they have group.
So they really don't know what's happening with their investments at that point.
No, they don't even understand how how whole life works. They think that's their whole retirement until we show them. So wait, so let me finish. So that's how I finish that. And what's the next thing that I say is this. Do you know your driver's license number by heart, or do you need to grab it?
Need to grab it.
That's the clue. It's no secret. It's not any magic wand, although they say that's what I do. There's no magic wand. There's no objections that you can think. I don't get objections. Why? Because I'm thorough. I covered it. I'm building trust. I'm looking out for you. It's not about the commission or the sale, which, because in Primerica, if you do the right thing, the money's gonna follow.
That's why you have such a good percentage of closes.
Yeah. It is. You're great.
It's the logical, it's the logical, you wipe out all the objections as you're going through it wipes all of them out.
So the only one you can't object is to what? I have $4 in my account.
Right.
Then you go back to what? You need to do this.
Right.
Right? You don't have any money, whether you for life insurance or, you know what I mean? Your family's already in a really bad spot, right? I mean, if you die, they'll still be in the same bad spot, but you want to change your life.
So
Give me the opportunity to help you.
there's some legal problems with someone talking about life insurance when they're not they don't have the license yet, right? But as far as them helping you with references to come up, you know, say, look.
Well, no, because you need to sit with me, with your people until you're appointed anyways.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong with you saying, hey, I've got my license, I'm waiting to get appointed, I need to come sit with you. And then we go sit with them and you can talk all you want about it.
There's somebody that wants to demonstrate that they're serious, that they're worth me investing in, that they don't have any money, they can get.
They're gonna
people.
give you the list.
They can give you people.
And you're gonna go on appointments with them, and the first one you sell, you get
You
paid
just
every
build it-
day.
build it in.
You just pay it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not what they call rebating.
No, that's not. That's Primerica allows scholarshiping, and that
See, that's
is,
important for me to know.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you're so new.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no, that's okay. I have no problem paying somebody's IBA.
The process is, okay, so you've recruited them, and you say, oh, well, great, you can get paid on your own life insurance. Then you do the diagram on the life insurance, and then you go back over the plan.
Then I do the diagram, then I go back to my page,
Right.
show them all that, then I say, grab your license. I'm gonna
Yeah.
give you a quote.
Right, okay.
And then I just start, all my stuff is on the sheet, so I already got page 1 filled out. All I need is their driver's license.
Do
and
you
so.
go back and forth, like, how much do you feel comfortable to invest?
No, I get all that when I do my diagrams. I know
Okay.
how much money they
All right.
wanna spend a month and how much coverage they need
Okay,
during the diagrams.
all right.
We have a little bit of time. You guys wanna take a minute break and then I can do the diagrams and we'll be done?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.